What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be reviewing Friday the 13th, Part 3. I decided, since this is the episode, the one where Jason gets his mask, I'd slip the mask on for this review. I'm not going to wear it the whole review, but I'm going to wear it for a minute. So Jason, Friday the 13th, Part 3. One of... I'm going to go straight up and say this is my favorite one of the franchise so far. Not going to lie, it's my favorite one so far. There's a lot of fun to be had with this one. But before I get into the positives, I want to get into the negatives first. So the kills in this one aren't the best in the series. Actually, Part 2 and Part 1 had some of the best kills in the series. Not gonna lie to you on that. But my hair is like flopping about. Does not fit well with this mask. But yeah. Part 1 was extremely. Part 3 they kind of lacked on the kills aspect, I'd say. Don't get me wrong, I did have a lot of fun with this one. It just wasn't. I don't know what the word is. But I had a lot of fun with what was done in this one, and it was enjoyable. Okay, so the characters I really liked in this one. Most of the characters are pretty darn good. I really liked the character of Shelly. I really liked him. And the fact is, he's the reason Jason has his mask. And I really like that idea that he stole the mask from someone else, and it's really, really cool. But the thing is about this movie, though, compared to the last, is the fact is that it's done a little better in this one, I think. Jason is. In the last one, he's a bit of a pushover, but also I think he learned from his mistakes in the first one. And it isn't at Camp Crystal Lake, which is interesting. I don't think it's far from Camp Crystal Lake. And the movie starts out with a little recap of the ending of the last film. And yeah, I can see why they did that. A lot of the kills worked, though. No, a lot of the kills are very forgettable. Not gonna lie, not worked. They're very forgettable. I think I might leave this on for the whole review. Actually, I'll leave it on for half the review since he doesn't wear it the whole time in the movie. So, but this film was done relatively well. It's definitely the best one in my opinion so far. Even though it does feel like it retreads a bit on the first movie, especially there's a hallucination scene at the end. The final girl in this one is pretty darn good. I like the final girl. I liked a lot of the characters in this one. There's a lot of not all of them have a lot of screen time, but they're all likable. I like all the characters. Still, there's the unnecessary nudity. It's not that bad in this one. I don't know if it was bad in the second one because I watched it on AMC, so that stuff was edited out anyway. So I don't know if it was really bad in that one or not, but this one, the nudity is not everywhere and all over the place, which is good. We actually get 2 start-off kills at the beginning of the movie, which is kind of interesting. I didn't really like that we had to relive the last little bit of the last movie. Because like I told you guys, I did not like the final girl in that movie. I really, really didn't like her in this movie that much. She was kind of very, very, very forgettable in this movie. No, in the last movie. I don't know why I'm trying to re-review this first movie. Just the fact that I had to relive that little part at the beginning of the movie was kind of a bit of something I really didn't enjoy. This one was really entertaining. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a lot of fun with this one. I don't know. What else can I talk about this movie? The kills are. It did feel a little slow at points, and there's some characters, like these biker characters I throw in there that you knew they just threw in there for them to be killed. And this movie really works with trying to get you a high body count. That's one thing that's really trying to do. Is one of the big things. We gotta have a big body count. We gotta have an extremely big body count for this movie, and legit, they have to. Like, the body count has to be big, apparently. And that's the thing. Some of the characters are forgettable. And this film has some of the worst. Not the entire movie this way, but some of this movie has some of the worst acting in the entire franchise. Some of this movie has some of the worst acting in the entire freaking franchise. I am not going to lie. And that's specifically from one character. Now, some of the other characters have some bad acting, and there's like some characters that are just really this one guy is the way he gets killed is really bad, but also really fun. He gets his head crushed and his eye pops out. I have to point out the 3D aspect of this movie, because this movie was filmed for 3D, and it's so annoying with a lot of the stuff being shoved in your face for the 3D. It is pretty annoying, I will not lie. But I'm going to go ahead and say this one's probably my favorite one in the franchise thus far. Because, like, one big reason is because of the character of Shelly. I really liked the character of Shelly. Not going to lie to you guys, I really enjoyed that character. But there's just a good majority bit of this film that was just like, it was likable, but like it does feel like it's retreading on the last movie but I enjoyed it though, because when we get Jason's iconic mask finally, and this is what Jason's known for, is this mask, and it's really cool to see Jason in this movie and the way he's not very scary in my opinion for this one, because I think he gets more scary in the later films, because he's not really like, he's still a guy in this one, and like he's kind of tougher in this one than he was in the last film, but like he's not as tough as he was in the first film. He was kind of, no, I wouldn't say he was weak. I'd say he was strong, and he was stronger, but he still was vulnerable, if that makes sense. Some of the kills, though, are decent. There aren't none of the iconic kills. They recreate the kill with the arrow in the guy's throat from the first movie, which was weird. But it's definitely not done as well here. And that bothers me a little bit. Not gonna lie to you guys. But besides that, this movie had its moments. I will not lie. This movie had its moments. It had some pretty decent moments. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the I didn't feel like there was really any hateable characters throughout this film. Like, there was no character that I was like, get them off the screen. There was just some that were not as important, and they were just there to be Jason attack. I almost said Jason food. They were just there for the high body count. And yeah, that was something that happened with this one. But the thing is with this one, it works for what it's trying to do. And I feel like the setting is kind of weak as well. I'm not too big on the setting of this one. The setting definitely isn't the best setting we've gotten in one of these movies, because it's like a farmhouse, and there's not a lot of the things in this one. I think that I like the setting of the first two better, with them actually being a camp. I like that better. Besides just being some teenagers going to this place as friends just to hang out, and then wind up getting killed by a murderer, which is I know is the staple of the series at this point, but like the way it's done here is actually just a little. The setting just doesn't fit well with me, and I think setting for a movie is very important. Like, having a good setting for your movie is extremely important. I have no idea how this sounds, by the way, with me wearing the mask, but yeah, the setting is very lackluster, I guess. But I enjoyed this one nonetheless. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Not gonna lie, it's pretty darn decent, pretty darn good. I enjoyed this one. It's probably one of my favorites in the franchise. But who knows if some of the other ones will be better. I like the way Jason looked in this one. It still kind of resembles the last movie. But yeah, so what rating do I give Friday the 13th Part 3? Like I said, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, I think is a pretty fair bet to go with. I was not expecting to do this whole review with this mask on, but I'm actually kind of glad I did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!